Welcome to V4 World, your daily source for Pakistan and global business news. Today is April 9, 2025, and we've got major updates that affect not only the local economy but also international markets. From a $3 billion global deal for Reko Diq, a bloodbath at PSX, to rising fears of a global recession. Let's get into the most important financial headlines of the day. A major breakthrough. Canadian mining giant Barrick Gold is set to raise $3 billion in international financing for the massive Reko Diq copper and gold project in Balochistan. A financing pact with the World Bank and International Finance Corporation, IFC, is expected by mid-year, with final packages finalized in Q3 of 2025, covering $650 million initially. The first phase of this project, targeted for completion by 2028, requires a total of $6 billion, half of which will come as equity from Barrick and the government of Pakistan. The second 32-year phase will cost an additional $3.5 billion, funded by the project itself. Key players in this financing consortium include the U.S. Exim Bank, IFC, sovereign funds from the U.S. and Germany, ADB, Japan, South Korea, and Scandinavian countries. The first phase alone will consume 180 megawatts of electricity, to be powered by a 150 megawatts heavy fuel oil plant, a 150 megawatts solar plant, and then integrated into the upgraded national grid. Production estimates? A whopping 13.1 million tons of copper and 17.9 million ounces of gold over the mine's life, with a lucrative 25% rate of return on investment. Now, let's talk about the consumer market, specifically flour prices. Following a sharp drop in wheat prices, wholesale rates for various flour types have declined. Flour number 2.5 dropped from 80 rupees to 67 rupees per kilogram. Fine flour declined from 84 rupees to 76 rupees per kilogram. However, most retailers haven't passed on the benefit to the public. Flour number 2.5 is still being sold at 100 rupees per kilogram, fine flour at 110 rupees per kilogram. Chalky flour remains around 120 rupees per kilogram. Some retailers claim to have reduced prices by 10 rupees per kilogram, now charging 90 rupees for number 2.5 and 100 rupees for fine flour, but these are still significantly higher than wholesale prices. After an unprecedented bloodbath, the Pakistan Stock Exchange, PSX, saw a brief but sharp recovery yesterday. The KSE 100 opened with a 1,100-point gain, peaking at an intraday high of 116,692, a plus 1,783-point surge. But as value hunters became profit takers, the index settled at 115,532.43. Still up 623 points or 0.54%. Analysts warn that reciprocal US-China tariffs could increase volatility, hurting export-driven stocks and possibly shifting focus to safe haven assets like gold. Still, optimism remains. Key drivers include institutional buying hopes for the IMF tranche next month, SBP policy easing and efforts to resolve the 1.5 trillion rupees gas circular debt, but today, the optimism faded. The PSX plunged again by over 1,300 points as global panic returned. The KSE 100 dropped 2,640.95 points at one stage, reaching 112,891.48. It recovered briefly to 114,370, but finally closed at 114,153.15, down 1,379.28 points, 1.19%. Why? The US doubled tariffs on China to 104%, and Beijing retaliated with 84% tariffs on US goods, triggering recession fears and global sell-offs. Internationally, markets suffered as U.S. bond sell-offs intensified. The S&P 500 approached bear territory, nearing a 20% decline. Oil prices fell to four-year lows. China's yuan hit record lows despite efforts to curb USD demand. U.S. banks, especially pre-market, also took hits. Even traditional safe havens like U.S. Treasuries and the dollar were under pressure, signaling global investor panic. The Asian Development Bank, ADB, published its 2025 outlook for Pakistan. GDP projected at 3% growth in FY 2025-26. 2. ADB noted slow but sustained recovery, supported by agricultural performance, policy reforms under the IMF Extended Fund Facility, better investor confidence, a stable foreign exchange market, strong remittance inflows, lower inflation and monetary easing. A major win. All provinces have now passed the Agriculture Tax Bill 2025, making agricultural income taxable nationwide. That wraps up today's business and economic update. From massive investments in Baluchistan to dramatic swings in the global markets, there's a lot to watch in the days ahead. What do you think? Is Pakistan on the right track, or are global shocks going to derail recovery? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video useful, like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay updated with the latest financial news, every single day, right here on V4 World. Also, share this video with others who want to stay ahead in finance and global business. Disclaimer. The information presented in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It does not constitute financial, investment, or legal advice. Always do your own research or consult with a qualified professional before making any financial decisions. V4 World is not responsible for any losses or actions taken based on this content.